What up, what up? You already know what this is. This is the Hound versus Everybody show. I got my podcast homie with me, R.I.C.O. R.I.C.O, say what up to the people.
What's going on, beautiful people? What's cracking?
We got to get right into it.
Yeah, man.
Big U.
RICO.
We might just get hit with the RICO.
Not a good thing, especially when it's federal.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. Not a good thing. You know, ain't too many people beating no RICOs.
No federal, anyway. No federal RICO.
Yeah. You know, the RICO was invented to take the mob down. And
Facts.
basically did that. And I heard he just turned himself in.
It's gonna probably be my last video. I'm gonna go turn myself in.
Okay. Yeah. I knew he was on the run or whatever.
Yeah, he wasn't picked up with the other
rest of them,
14,
right.
15, but him and the Brian guy turned themselves in.
Okay.
So now that majority of all these guys have been apprehended. Right. I want them to hear this and hear this clearly coming from me. Anybody that knows these guys and is watching this podcast, it's how many defendants on there?
19 or 20?
19 to 20 defendants. I'm going to say this as simple as possible. The first to the DA gets to go home.
You want to go to jail? You want to go home?
Expeditiously.
The first to the DA gets to go home.
I can't go to jail.
I don't know what you call that. I call it a race. That's what I call it. Other people have other names for that situation. But what I'm saying is there's 19 people in this case.
Somebody gonna fold.
So if we know the numbers don't vary, it doesn't work for, it's just way too many people.
It's not in your favor. It's not in your favor. It's too many variables.
What I was looking for. It's not in your favor. So there's 19 people in this case. Maybe more that they haven't picked up yet. And you don't know what everybody's role is. We do know that from what they're saying, that Big U is the guy who that's who they really, really want. Yeah.
Yeah, they talked a lot about a number of people in this press conference, but the main focus was on a man named Eugene Henley.
And he got a lot of crazy charges, man.
A lot, man.
The feds say he committed a series of racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and the murder of a rapper in 2021.
Like he just went.
He busy.
And like I said, all these are allegedly, but when you playing with them people, man, that federal government.
Like his charges are so vast. It's crazy. From murder to PPP fraud.
That's what I'm saying.
that's a landscape.
Yeah, like we gonna find something to stick.
Yeah.
Like the other guys, like what's the other kid named Bricc baby.
Yeah.
The loose cannon kid. These guys are like podcast guys. I guess they're
getting them on what they said, yeah.
I guess they're like Crips and
they part of Rolling 60s. All of them are
all of them Rolling 60s. Okay, cool. All right, so but we don't know what their charges are like. But what I'm saying, and from what I've heard, once you're in a RICO conspiracy, it's like all of you guys get charged for the same thing. From what I could be wrong, if somebody in the comments let me know how that plays out. But I'm standing on what I said.
Yeah.
People
cooperate.
People might think I'm joking.
Nah. You've been saying this for years.
The first to the DA gets to go home.
I want to go home.
I'm not taking the chance of me hoping that 18 other guys stand pat. You know, we don't get to go into they don't get to like sit us all in one room and say, hey man, y'all boys figure y'all situation out. And then we all say, look, we ain't gonna say nothing. Whoop-de-whoop.
Ready, break.
You get what I'm saying? And on one of these pictures, I seen like they had a girl in there. And you already know where that's going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how old she is, but I can almost guarantee you gotta remember those unwritten guidelines that most street guys live by don't really go for women.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They've been getting away with that for a minute. So
Nor for jits.
you know, they holding Charleston White to it. So
Yeah.
so you know.
Here's what I would say, right? Because there is no documentation in the history of crime where individuals who get caught by the masses standing pack all together that will lead you to believe your crowd, your wolf pack is going to stand together. You dig what I'm saying?
Hold on. Let me correct you there. There was an incident where a bunch of guys got arrested for like a murder or like it was like a bar fight or something like that, like a biker gang. I think 2 biker gangs got into
Hells Angels, the Hells Angels.
Yeah, and they all got arrested. Nobody talked, and everybody went home. They
Right
all
about that.
stood
Hells
back.
Angels, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know if that was federal.
Yeah, Hells Angels. That was the Hells Angels.
See, federal and state is 2 different things. See,
right.
What I said in the beginning of this episode only counts for federal because you can beat the state.
Right.
You take the state to the dope. You know what I'm saying? Federal, on the other hand, ooh, you got a decision to make.
What is it, 99?
98%? Yeah,
98%?
Here's my here's my thing. I would say, look, stand pat. You get what I'm saying? I would say that, especially if it's like maybe 2 or 3 of y'all. You get what I'm saying? And you kind of know how everybody else kind of rock. You feel me? But when you have 19,
that's why I said the masses. That's why I said the
when
masses.
you have
Man.
19,
masses mean it's a lot. That's a lot. That's too many variables.
Yeah, and you don't know how much time. Like, see, it's not like they're giving you a time frame. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like your attorney, whoever you have, is going to say, look, man, you're probably looking at 5 years. You can do 5. You feel me? They don't have a number that you're going to do because you don't know. Like, if we knew, okay, man, I'm finna stand tall. I'm standing on business. Everybody's standing on business. All right, cool. So then when we get in front of these people, we're going to plea out, and we're going to mostly all plea out to 4.5 years. You get what I'm saying? Everybody say, all right, cool, we could do that. But that it doesn't work that way. So let's just say one of these guys turn, right? Which we know is going to happen. And he gets 32 months, right? He get a lesser charge, some whatever that is. Now you have these guys sitting, not knowing what they're going to get. So now you went from this guy getting 32 months, being out in a year and a half, maybe less, to me sitting for 8, 9, 10 years. You get what I'm saying? Because there's no most of these guys are already felons.
Right.
So they already got points. Yeah, they might not have federal points, but they still, that still counts against them some way, somehow. You get what I'm saying? So now you're looking at a regular felony going from 36 months, 46 months, 48 months, whatever the situation may be, to
120 months.
Now you're looking crazy.
All right. Especially if you take it to the dope.
You know what I'm saying? So I would advise nobody take nothing to the door. Plea out. Plea out with these people and go on about your day. Because taking it to the door, you also get that trial penalty because you made them spend money, and
Now you're looking at life.
it might not be life, but it's gonna be a big chunk of number. It's gonna be a football number. It's gonna be 22.
Yeah.
You might get your little Tony Dorsett out there, 33. You get what I'm saying? And just because now they feel like you playing, you already know we had you dead to
Got
rights.
you. Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because once they come and they grab you, they're going to present what they have. And then you have a decision to make to say, no, I ain't do that, whatever the situation may be. And I wouldn't advise anybody to take that stuff to trial. I would be like, look, plea out. What am I looking at on a plea? And then have your attorney figure that out.
Right. Try to
You know what I'm
finagle a
saying?
number a little bit.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, drop this, we'll do this, whatever the situation may be, and go from there. But this is a big topic because of, like, you know, the Big U kid.
Been around a long time.
Yeah. And, you
That
know,
Quando Rondo situation still is a dark cloud hanging over them.
yeah, and you know, all the check-in situation. I was reading,
Yeah.
somebody sent me a post about academic. I was meaning to send it to you, where your boy, what's the boxer name?
Which
Used to be
one?
with Floyd. Adrian Broner.
Adrian Broner.
Yeah. Your boy Adrian Broner, I guess, won some money on a dice game. 1.5 million at that.
That's not some. That's a lot of money.
I feel you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how
Top
true
hand
this
in a
is.
dice game.
Like I said, this is something that's coming from somebody sent me this post. And, you know, Instagram, everybody lies.
Right.
So,
Probably 100,000.
and players, and they were saying Big U fixed the dice game and wanted Adrian Broner to get jumped for not checking in with him. This is what I guess they might have got this on one of the little affidavits that's out there.
So hold on.
And they say he was also charging niggas 100,000 for protection, NBA players.
So he charged he fixed the dice game for Adrian Broner to win.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know how that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard horror stories about this individual being a menace out here. But you know, we don't live out there, so we don't know what's real and what's not. You know what I mean? For me, I just look at it like at what point, like at what point in your life do we
Get out
answer
that
that
game.
question?
Yeah.
How we like at what point in our lives, coming from the poor and disenfranchised community, do we differentiate real from street? You understand what I'm saying?
I don't think at no time.
Yeah, because it's like this dude is closer to he's got to be in his 50s.
Yeah, definitely.
And for you to still be indulging in that, or like even be for whatever reasons, like it's one thing to be a head of a criminal enterprise, right? It's another thing to be hands-on in it. Like for people for allegedly for your DNA to be in on a corpse's body is like it's asinine to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
That's
you know,
crazy to me. Like, bruh,
I still don't know how true that is. You know,
I'm just
this
saying.
is
That's why I said allegedly.
you know this is somebody's reporting that, saying that this is what happened to their brother,
Right.
and this is what was presented. But you know, there's no actual on that. Maybe there is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in the West Coast, so I
That's
don't
why
know.
I say allegedly. We don't know. We're not there.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think as once you're playing in that spectrum, I don't think you ever really get out of it. And I felt like maybe because his reputation was so big, you get what I'm saying? That it seemed like easy money. This thing was on cruise control. You get what I'm saying? It seems like cruise control, like everybody's talking about checking in. You get what I'm saying? So at this point, if you checking in, who you gonna check in with? You gonna check in? You know, I guess everybody has their certain guys who they check in with. I don't know how that works, but me personally, I don't understand that situation. One, but you know, who am I to say? But I would also say, I don't think they ever grow out of it. If you look at some of the mafia dudes back in the 70s, if you look at those films and those clips, these guys are in their late 60s, 70s, still in the game. You know what I'm saying? Still calling shots. Because nobody likes to relinquish power. You feel me? Like power is a dangerous drug. It's worse than having money. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to relinquish that power. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you hear this guy, they say he's charging guys $100,000 to just check in.
Around. Right, just to be around.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? NBA guys paying $100, like, oh yeah, I'm finna go to LA. Man, I'm just not going to LA.
That's it.
You feel me? Like, I'm not just coughing up $100,000 just to go to LA. Man, hell no.
And what part of LA you're gonna be in for you to check in? Like real talk, like why are you there? If I gotta check, that's the part of LA I don't have to be in because you ain't gotta check in Beverly Hills.
Man, but you gotta understand, these guys are going to these clubs. These guys are in these clubs. They're going to these parties. These guys are at these parties. You know what I'm saying? I heard Tupac once got in a shootout on Sunset. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like these guys are like, some of these guys have transcended past the neighborhood.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They've transcended past the neighborhood. So they're going outside of their normal ranges because they know that's where these guys are at. This is where we're going to get our money. It's easy money. Yo, buddy, come up off that or it's pressure. And most of these guys dribble and shoot. They don't want pressure. And even if you want a guy that dribble and shoot, let's just say you was a street dude out of Miami, Carol City, wherever the part of the world you're from, you're outnumbered.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it is what it is. So it's a tough situation. And, you know, it's unfortunate that these guys are going through this right now because I know most of these guys want to get home, especially I know most of these 19 just got picked up on nonsense charges. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Just being around.
Yeah, just being around, you know. And like I said, when you hear federal, it don't look good.
Take the deal, man.
Take the deal. Take the plea. And like I said before, y'all know it's a race. It's always a race.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. Yeah, man. Y'all jump in the comments, man. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know how y'all feel about this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when if you are from a poor disenfranchised community, when do we separate real from street? You know what I'm saying? Like when does that conversation even had? Like when does that happen? And you ain't got to be a street dude to really answer this question. You could just be a person from the hood. You know what I mean? Like when did you realize, okay, this dude ain't really a real nigga, he just a street nigga. And there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Hey, y'all already know what this is. This is Hound versus everybody. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. This is our point on the whole Big U, the Rolling 60s, I guess, RICO charge, RICO crackdown, whatever that situation is. My prayers go out to their families. You already know what this is. R.I.C.O say goodbye to the people.
Love, man. Love, for real.
Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. We out.
Yes, sir.